All right, YouTube. So my name is Emmanuel. I'm here at the cemetery conducting what I consider my first actual paranormal investigation. So the purpose of these investigations that I'm out here to do, I want to give you guys the raw, unedited footage of like what's it like to be out here at cemeteries at night, or what it's like to be out here in a cemetery just investigating things like that. You know, I want to take it to next levels eventually. I want to be able to go to abandoned places, haunted areas, see all types of things, cryptids, all that good stuff. But for now, I decided we'll start with something small and cool. We'll start with these chill cemeteries that don't have too much trauma or history behind them, as we get a feel for our investigations and stuff like we're doing here. So today, we're just at a cemetery here, located in Clarkston. It's not a bad cemetery. It's very peaceful from the history of it. Nothing major or significant has happened here. It's been around since 1986. It's one of Clarkston's biggest cemeteries as well. It's also known as a memorial. So these two places have two different meanings when it comes to that. You have your regular cemetery where you have these gravestones. People bury the dead here. So like, this is where, like, you know, you have the coffins. You put them in the coffin and you lower them into the ground. Like you see that blue tent over there and the one right here. Those are essentially going to be areas that are staged for people to be put into the ground. So families will come, they'll come over, they'll see that, and then they'll proceed to gather around, like, you know, the movie type of burial, and put them in the ground. On the other side of the cemetery, when I get over there, you can see the fields where they have memorials. Memorials are essentially just like, you know, where you dedicate a space or a marker, a grave marker for this person. You may not have their body, there may be like nothing put into the ground, but the memorial, that place is essentially like their coffin, their place of rest. So this cemetery is not that big, but it is pretty huge when it comes to it. It's about, I think, 4 acres. It goes all the way down the other side. As you can see right here, you essentially just go through and see it. So the other night I did go to another cemetery. This is my first time out here. I went at nighttime. That cemetery visit was not bad, but didn't really know too much how I wanted to get into the field. What we're going to do today essentially is I'm going to walk around, get a layout for the place. I want you guys to also see the place, see the cemetery. That up there is called the columbarium. That's where people store, like, you know, their urns and the ashes of people who they cremate. So they put them inside those buildings right over there. I said everything over here with these gravestones, these were all people. It's also kind of crazy if you look at it that these are all dead people, essentially. All these gravestones, all these markers, people are here, people are buried. And like I said, this is during the day, so you can hear the cars by the road. You might see people here or there. I do my best not to record them, respect their privacies. And said this is a place where you want to respect the dead, as well as give respect to those who are here to see their loved ones or those who have passed away. So like I said, it's pretty big. You can also see right into the fields. I came out here to scope it out a couple nights ago, and being out here in the cemetery at nighttime is a very spooky and interesting thing to witness. It's not the most simplest thing ever. When you're out here, it's like, I believe in spirits and energies. You want to keep your best spirit and energies when you're out in these places. The moment you let negative things, negative energies feed into what you're doing, feed into what you're seeing, you get issues like that. There's a car over there, I'm not going to record that. But yeah, this is essentially the columbarium. I just want to give you guys a quick look at that. Like I said, this is where people store the urns and the ashes of those who get cremated. And they dedicate those little square markers. You put your name on it, you got like a flower picture of the person, and booyah. Pretty cool, isn't it? Alright, so now we're going to just keep going, walking around. So these places, they have certain names, and it's huge. I'm walking for a minute. But yeah, they got certain names, they got certain plots. They call them different things. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the plot, this whole plot right here, is called Garden of Peace, which we'll see on the sound marker when we come up along as well. And like I said, that's another blue tent where people will get buried. So yeah, this is just a daytime investigation. There's nothing too major or crazy about it. Like I said, this is a very known plot of land. People pass by here, and it's next to a busy road during the day, so you're gonna hear a lot of cars coming through. Like I said, I'm just here to see it, look at it, just get my feelings on it, so when I come back out later tonight, when I do my Ouija board and shit like that, maybe you might get some paranormal activities. There you go, see? Garden of Peace. And you can also see on the other side is how far and big the cemetery is. It's huge. They carved out this entire area and dedicated it to the dead. Major respected people who did that. It takes a lot to do something like that. And over there on the other side, which I want to get over there, where there's no gravestones and just those flowers, that's the memorials. So those are going to be the memorials of the people who are there. Now, certain grave cemeteries and places like that, they have certain rules. Some of them are open 24 hours. Some of them you're not allowed to be in there after a certain time. Some are just like, you know, sunrise or sunset. Some could be 8:30 to 5. It doesn't, you don't know, right? You have to look at your local ordinances and local laws. So if you ever want to do something like this, just make sure you're doing it within the confines and safety of the law, because you don't want to get arrested. No one wants to get arrested when they're out here doing an investigation. It's very likely that being out here, people are going to think you're trying to deface properties or you're one of those cemetery graves marker watchers. You don't want to have none of that vibes on you. Just to get out here, do what you gotta do and get out. Essentially the same way I'm trying to conduct my investigations. Just some more of the cemeteries and stuff like here. And like I said, nothing too crazy will happen today. You're just gonna be out here following me along as I get a feel for the cemetery, walk around, check out all that good stuff. It's a very nice place though during the day. It's about 12 p.m. over here, so it's very chill, very calm, very smooth and collect. It's very, very nice. And like I said, you can just see how far it is as I'm walking along. Like I said, this is it's a big and it's a huge cemetery. One thing I am planning on doing today, which I think I will continue to do, is I'm planning on getting my voice recorder and I'm gonna essentially just ask questions out there. These voice recorders, sometimes they pick up certain frequencies or sounds that people may not hear normally, and so we're going to try that. I also have my EMF detector. That's an electronic magnetic field detector. A lot of ghost hunters or investigators who are doing the paranormal stuff use it, because when something paranormal is happening, usually it disrupts something in the paranormal field. That paranormal field or paranormal energy, things like that, EMF detector could detect that, and it lets you know the frequencies. Matter of fact, I can show you guys how that works as well. So yeah, stop sign, and then that's a whole nother field. We're about to go this way though. So yeah, right here, we have our EMF detector. When you turn it on, right? So essentially, you have your green button. The green button lets you know that's the base energy, right? Which you have. If I were to bring it close to where my camera or something like that, it may or may not pick up detection. I have a very low frequency given camera, so you're not going to get too much from it. Now, essentially, when you're out here in places like this, when you're just by yourself or places that have not a lot of electricity or stuff around it, it stays green, and it's a very good indicator that you're coming across something if it starts to flash up and go toward, let's say, that yellow, orange, or red, because that means something that's not your devices is out here and is giving readings to this thing. So essentially, what most paranormal detectors users do for something like this is they'll have it out and they'll ask questions to the spirits or energies around them. And if they're getting answers, or if this thing starts to spike like crazy, it's not like a surefire way of saying, yo, there's something paranormal here. No, but it's just more so like, okay, it's a good indication that there might be something paranormal here. There's reason to give note to the fact and that things of that nature. I also plan to come out here and do a Ouija board too tonight as well. That Ouija board is essentially just going to be me asking spirits around it. There's a lot of stigmas when it comes to things like Ouija boards and things of the occult. I'll make it known right now, I'm not really into that. I do believe in Satan, I believe in God, I believe in the devil and things of that nature. When you give energies and thoughts to things like that, you're more so welcoming that into your heart and giving power to that. That's something you don't want to do. You only give power to the Most High, and that's going to be God. So me myself, when I do these Ouija boards and things like that, I don't want people to think that I'm out here trying to contact the dead or the devil. None of that stuff. All right, over here you can see the memorials, and there's some over here heading back up to the columbarium that we're going to check out. At the columbarium, I think that's where I might sit down and just pull out the voice recorder and see what I could find out here. Maybe just see or feel something in the air, the energies around me. But yeah, we could check out the memorials as well. We pretty much went in a big circle. I've been walking for a long time, and I haven't even really explored the entire cemetery in itself. This whole field right here to my left, I pretty much looked at. I don't really want to walk through, not yet. I don't have any like family members out here to be checking out on, so you don't want to just go through and start disrupting the dead as they sleep, interrupting their peace and having issues like that. I do believe in bad karma. I definitely do believe in bad juju. That's something that I don't want to do. So these memorials right here, like I said, people just, they dedicate an area to you. You put it down, put the flower on top, and that's essentially your area. Some of these may have like bodies in them, coffins, but usually when you see things like this, it's a very simple, just memory, name, plaque, that kind of thing. But like I said, some of these may do have bodies underneath them as well. I'm not about to go out there and find out, but you can tell sometimes by like the plot of grass and the front top. The grass might be moved, might be shifted, might be different. I'm pretty sure you're hearing all the geese and leaves and wind rustling, all that kind of good stuff are out here. Like I said, it's during the day, smack dab at 12, not too shabby. And like I said, this is just the columbarium. Not a shabby place to explore at all either. And you could tell this cemetery is kind of more into the religious aspect of things due to the depictions and the memorials on it. Whew. All right. So yeah, here we go. This is like one picture thing they got. That plaque right there, they have a name on that. That's where somebody's ashes are stored in it, right here too. Like I said, when the time comes, each of these squares are dedicated to them. They're dedicated to them by whatever it is, and they put their stuff inside of it, essentially just giving them in the area. Look how big this place is on it. A lot of respect towards them. It's huge. People, like, they will dedicate these benches to people. You got some more on this side. Like I said, and you see the road's right over there. It's not the biggest columbarium, but it is pretty huge. Like I said, you can see it's definitely more on the religious side. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start heading down toward this way. I'm gonna simply head to like a field marker or a grave or so, and we're just gonna start asking them questions. All right, let's get going. Hey, this is my first time holding the camera and stuff like that, so y'all just let me know as we know how I do. Like I said, it's only something to get better with, to do better with, the more I go along with. I want to get pretty versed in doing investigation and things of this nature. Like I said, I don't want to disturb the dead too much here, so we'll simply just go to a plot, probably by that blue tent over there, and just do our thing in the shade and investigations and whatnot. Like I said, I want to be as respectful, as positive as I can be about this. Respect your dead, things of that nature. Things beyond the grave, it's always something to watch out for, genuinely. So we'll just sit here and see what we can find. One thing I will say, when I went to the cemetery the other day, we saw one of those paper windmill things. I think there's one over there on that bush or grave marker there. But essentially, headstone, that's what they call them. But there was one of those things, the wind was blowing pretty fast, pretty gusty out there. And it was just at nighttime, so as we're walking along, it suddenly just stops moving. Like, it was going really, really fast, and then all of a sudden, it just stopped moving really fast. And we were like, what the hell? What's going on? Right, the wind was still blowing, and it just stopped. And for the rest of the night, it never moved again. Even though the wind was blowing pretty hard out here, because it's into winter, a lot of gusty activities. But yeah, that was something that was like, hella freaky to us, and we were like, it might be paranormal. Something paranormal might just be happening there. All right, let's go this way. So I'm going along, should be very clear. I don't walk on anybody's grave, things of that nature. Me being out here is also partly courage to get my courage up to do these kind of things. Imagine doing this at night when there's no cars, nobody in the surrounding areas, and you're trying to do shit that's paranormal, right? It's already freaky to me enough that I'm out here where people are freaking buried at. They have been laid at rest. Rest in peace, everybody. So yeah. So I don't know if someone was recently buried here. I don't know if someone had recently died here, but this is essentially something like that. Let me get the camera to focus up here. There's a dip in the grass, so most likely somebody was recently buried here, and they just have yet to put up the tents. There's a bench right here. I think that's pretty good. We'll take a sit right here. Just look at the area around. See how people add so much to the graves, disrespecting the dead. So yeah, now I'm just sitting down. So what I'm gonna do now is just take out the EMF detector. All right, it's sitting on green. We're gonna leave it right here. Okay, cool. I'm leaving it right there. Also gonna have my camera out. Not camera, but my voice recorder. So I said the voice recorder is pretty essential to the process. It's essentially, this is right here. Put it down so y'all can see it. It's a voice recorder. So essentially what happens with this voice recorder is that I'm just going to say my name, what's happening, and then hopefully it'll pick up any sounds or things that I couldn't. Like I said, nighttime is probably the best time to be doing this, but I just wanted to get a daytime investigation out just so I know what I'm out here doing and give me a good layout for the lane, because you don't want to be stumbling and tripping over a cemetery at night when you're when you're by yourself, because I'll be doing this by myself for a while until I get me a good team. So let's put this towards this right here as it's saying it. And like I said, no Ouija board right now. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. So we're going to turn on the voice recorder. Don't know if you guys can see the screen. It's pretty dark. We're going to have to hard to focus on that. Okay, let's record. Okay, my name is Emmanuel Joseph. I'm here at the cemetery. All right. Is there anything out here besides me? Any spirit or entity wise? Okay. Are there any souls here that are in the cemetery with me? Anything that may not be at rest? Anything that's here just with me in general? Yeah, staying green, no detections. Is there anything out here that may not be at rest? Pretty solid. Is there anything that is here content? Are they happy with themselves? Are you happy with the way you may have died? And I'm not asking these questions because the voice recorder should pick up anything if they say anything like that. The EMF detector is just to see if maybe anything paranormal can happen, any kind of field movements or anything of that sort of nature. Like I said, it's still green, nothing is happening. Am I the only thing out here right now? Now, I've asked that question already too, but the yellow one keeps on slightly flickering. That's not an indicator that anything might be here, but it's just goes to show. Something to like remember. If there's anything here that might be at rest or might be here, just simply hit the EMF detector, make it go off. If you want to show your presence, make the EMF detector go off. Absolutely nothing. All right. So now I'm going to stop the recording. All right. The recording has been stopped. Now what I'm going to do next, I want to walk around with the EMF detector and just ask questions out into the open. I want to see if there's anything out here that might pick up on it, things of that nature. All right, put this thing on right here. Okay. Okay, and this will be right here. Okay. Is there anything that might not be at rest? Oh, that's just regular green, regular green. I wouldn't consider anything spiking until it goes off, like in the farther ends of it. Like the yellow, red, orange. Let's not walk on these people's gravestones. I'm walking on the very edge of your gravestones, people out here. Much respect to the dead, much respect to everybody that was laid here and died here, if they did. Like I said, the history of this place is pretty chill, pretty positive. Okay, let's keep going. Make sure I'm not doing anything to violate. Alright, it's getting pretty windy out here. Like I said, I might get some more results at nighttime with the Ouija board and stuff of that nature, but as of right now, we're just doing this for the fun of it. Is there anything out here? Still green. Okay, this is what we'll do. We'll head over to some of these gravestones over here and just ask some more questions. And I came up with lots of questions, but these questions are not hitting the head right now. There's not too much to ask these people here. Oh shit, it's going off. It's going off. It's not the camera because it would have been doing this with the camera the whole time. Huh. Shit is definitely going off. Maybe it could be something in the ground. No, it just went back to green. Okay, let's lift it back up. Maybe something in the air that's causing it. There's definitely something right here in this spot that's causing it to go off. Let's move out the way. The more I head toward these gravestones over here, it most likely could be something in the air. Maybe I'm picking up on like a radiation type of electromagnetic disturbance that's just traveling across the air. It's definitely going back to the low greens. So let's get out this area because right now it's going off. Okay, so that whole area was definitely going off. So now it's back to green-ish. Still going off. We're getting readings up to about yellow right here. Okay, shit. Let's try some stuff over here then. Okay. Oh, it's still going off. Oh, wow. All right, there it is. Put it back on the ground. Right now it has the red singular, one singular green on. All right, let's ask some questions on it. If there's anything that might be in the cemetery with me, anything at all, any soul, entity, make the email detector go off. Make it go off to about yellow or orange or red if you can. Am I the only thing out here? Simple. So I have no idea why it was going off. Like I said, it's very likely that it was possible that it was going off either because of the camera. Maybe it did pick up something on the camera, or there could have been something in the air. Like I said, if you're going to be doing an investigation, I'd rather be logical about it, not just out here doing what the fuck woohoo and shit. I kind of want to know what I'm out here getting myself into. It's staying very good on green right now. Just pick it up. If we pick it up and go back in the area and starts going back off again, see there's something in that area or it's the camera. So let's do that. Let's pick it up. Okay, it's starting to go off in the air. See, so I'll raise it up some more, it's going off. And it's still going off in this area. And let's stop it right here because this is part of the area where it was going off. And we're gonna put you on the ground. And boom, it's just regular green. So it was going off, but now that I'm seeing this and I'm going back and forth actually testing it, it very much so looks like it's just going off because of either the camera or there's something in the air that's causing it to spike. Some kind of electromagnetic disturbance. Like I said, if we're going to be doing investigations, let's be logical about this. I'm not about to just say, oh, this is paranormal and this is a ghost, and I'm very good on that. I want to be very clear and concise when I'm doing my investigations. No questions or no doubts first. I know you guys have seen those investigations like Sam and Kobe in them. Good entertainment, truly good entertainment. And who knows, you might be seeing some stuff in there, but things like that. It's more so edited and done for the effect and the purpose of it. I just want to be out here conducting something that's just very just raw. It may be boring, it may not be the most fun thing, but it's one thing no one can say about my investigations that it's going to be raw. Like I said, you guys are going to get the uncut footage of this, so everything I say will be going online. Everything you guys see out here is going to go online. But like I said, this is the daytime. There's really nothing paranormal to really catch during the day. You're really just out here experiencing what a cemetery is for its finest, the beauty of it all, the fact that people are here laid at rest. It's insane. And we're just out here capturing that for the entire majority of them to see. Like I said, you gotta look at it. Even if I'm in a kitchen thing out here, it's a beautiful place to be at. And people lay at rest. You will one day be here. People are gonna be here one day. And so essentially you just wanna be out here, being respectful, enjoying what's outside. Just walking around. This house is behind these woods. That was a concern for me the other night. Either there's gonna be crazy ass big old spiders like those Jor or Weevil spiders. Man, them things are creepy and they're huge. There's either gonna be spiders or the fact that these woods look mad creepy at night, man. They look mad creepy at night. I wonder how much these people get paid to work here though. Imagine your job is to put people in coffins and bury them into the ground. Oh man, that would be a thing to see. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just gonna walk back to my car now. Nice, simple, and easy. Join nature for what it is. Even if the detector stopped going off. But hey, so like I said, in the next investigation I do, I'm kind of creepily wary on this. I've heard very a lot of things when it comes to things like Ouija boards, the stigmas around them. Like, if I were to do a Ouija board, would I be interacting with the devil? Would I be out here summoning bad spirits and things of that nature? And honestly, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I have no idea if I'm out here about to contact and do the devil's dirty work. But if there's one thing that, you know, I've thought about is that it's just spiritual energies. They really dictate what you do out here. I want to come back to the cemetery tonight. I want to set up probably near the columbarium, that big building over there. Yeah, y'all can see that. A big building over there where I'm just actively doing a Ouija board and seeing what can happen. And then maybe eventually start going to different places in the gravestones, in the cemetery, doing it near these actual places where I might encounter something. Like I said, I'm still out here. This is my first time doing something like this, honestly, by myself and solo. And so as I go into a solo, I'm just scared to be doing the devil's dirty work, bro. But no matter what happens, I will be doing a Ouija board. It's that nature. Now, there's also a cemetery down in Emory. That's a place I want to visit as well. Now, that cemetery down in Emory has a very haunted history, has a very haunted past. And that's something that, you know, I'm looking onto. So, yeah, that one over there just stopped moving. Can I focus up on it? Yeah, that pink little thing. See it moving? Yeah. We saw one of those yesterday or the day before, and it was like moving really fast because it was windy, and then it just stopped moving. This one is moving and then stopping because I'm feeling the wind going stop. But the other night, like I said, it was just going. It was going and going. Nothing stopping it. It was crazy. And now I know that one was paper. There's probably plastic. There's another one right here as well. Yeah, look at it. It's moving. Like I said, the wind is blowing mad fast today. We're getting very gusty winds. Zip. Now, the next time I come out here, I'm definitely going to be investigating, per se, whatchamacallit, the memorials. I want to go on that side. I think this is all I'm going to do for during the day activities. So that's kind of getting down. We're going to get the voice recorder. Let's see if we heard anything on the way back too. Let's play it. Maybe we heard something. Okay, so I got it. And we're just gonna see if it plays anything. My name is Emmanuel Joseph. I'm here at the cemetery. Alright. Is there anything out here besides me? Any spirit or entity wise? Okay. Are there any souls here that are in the cemetery with me? Anything that may not be at rest? Anything that's here just with me in general? Staying green, no detections. Is there anything out here that may not be at rest? Pretty solid. Is there anything that is here content? Are they happy with themselves? Are you happy with the way you may have died? And I'm not asking these questions because the voice recorder should pick up anything if they say anything like that. The email detector is to see if maybe anything paranormal happening, any kind of field movements or anything like that. Like I said, it's still green, nothing is happening. Am I the only thing out here right now? No, I've asked that question already too, but the yellow one keeps on slightly flickering. That's not an indicator that anything might be here, but it just goes to show. Something to like remember. If there's anything here that might be at rest or might be here, just simply hit the EMF detector, make it go off. If you want to show your presence, make the EMF detector go off. Absolutely nothing. Alright, so now I'm going to stop the recording. Alright. My name is Emmanuel Joseph. I'm here at the cemetery. There you go. Alright, this is essentially the recording. I don't think we count anything, but I'll upload all of that to the YouTube. But just stay tuned for what happens next. Like I said, the next time I'm out here, we'll be doing a Ouija board, so hopefully you guys do enjoy. But I'll see you on the flip side.